So classic defense of the Goblin Burial with the log. When you see a Goblin burying, it is more likely to be a log bait. And now we see the prince. We know it is probably a log bait with the prince versions, which includes the rascals you can see here. Basically, what you have to do in this matchup is always using your skeletons for the prince. Icebow players usually waste their skeletons because they don't know how to play them. So they just cycle them in order to play all the cards. But it is much better to use them instead of cycle them for nothing. And in this deck, it is really easy to use them because you just have to put them in front of the prince and it will take the charge in order to protect your other troops. So I'm doing it here, and you can notice I will do this all along. You should not look at the carrying single elixir, except if you have another troop near the tower. In this case it is interesting because I can hit the tower as well as the princess. Against any kind of block bait, most often when you hit the tower with the rocket, they will do the same on your rocket in order to catch up with damage. Sometimes they don't, but more often they do. Basically, I should have defended this, but I was not quick enough. I didn't react on time, so I decided just to let it go and to save elixir in order to go with an offensive X-bow instead. So again, I am playing my Valkyrie, and I am protecting my Valkyrie with these skeletons in order to take the prince charge. When you are facing a classic log bait, it is better usually to keep your log on defense in order to protect your tower against the Goblin Burial. But facing this version, the prince version of log bait, I think it is very useful to use it on offense because you have the prince, so you can stop his charge, and you also have the rascals. And I think you have almost no way to break through if you don't use the log on offense. So I suggest you use it on offense quite a lot actually against this matchup. But you can be sure, as soon as you will be playing the log on offense, your opponent will be playing the Goblin Burial on your tower. So be ready to face it with what you have in hand. So as I said, we had just used the log, so he used the Goblin Burial on our tower. Basically, if you can defend it without taking any damage with log or Valkyrie, it is much better. But if you can't, in this case, you can try to activate the king instead. Activating the king in this against any kind of log bait actually is pretty useful because it will not help you that much on defending anything. But if at one moment, for any reason, you receive a Goblin Burial on your tower and you miss it with the log, or you don't have anything or don't have elixir at this moment, the king will be really useful. So it can help in some cases. this is the Tesla position to kill the princess at the bridge. So I was waiting for him to play the princess at this spot, and as soon as I saw the princess, I just dropped my Tesla here in order to kill it and to be ready to protect my next X-bow. Finally, I didn't play the X-bow because I saw he played the prince in the back, which offered me a new opportunity to rocket his tower. And against this matchup, you are not guaranteed to have luck with your X-bow, so any rocket opportunity has to be taken. And again, I am protecting my Tesla with the skeletons to take the prince charge. As I said earlier, my Tesla placed here allowed me to kill the princess at the bridge, but now allows me to protect my X-bow on offense. And then I play a troop on the other side in order to spread my troops a little bit to avoid spell values. Another offensive log, so that you see how useful it is. And also you can notice he's not using his Goblin Barrel because in this situation he cannot afford it, because if he does, he will have a really strong lock on his tower and he doesn't want that. Skeletons for the prince one more time. When you are facing any kind of log bait player, and when your opponent is almost dead and has almost no way to come back, when you see the Goblin Barrel coming on your tower, you can be 90% sure it will be behind your tower and not on it, because this might be maybe the only possibility he has to come back. So don't fall in the trap. Be ready to put the log slightly behind your tower and not on it.